What is up, folks? Chris Jardine here, Director of Live Content Services for Out of the Park Baseball. Back! It is Thursday, and that means it is time for a brand new episode of This Week in Perfect Team. It is episode number 136. Today is September 30th, 2021. Man, the last day of September. Whew! In a few hours, for some people, it's already October. But in a few hours, it will be October for everyone. Crazy to believe that it is already October. Wow. Man. Where has the time gone? How's my voice? My voice is okay. It's okay. We partied hard after the big win. If you guys missed it, TJ and I's epic battle over on twitch.tv/MLB the other night, go check it out. Spoiler alert, I won. But extremely dramatic. So, extremely dramatic. Let's see. I got some stuff that I want to talk about before we get into what we're dropping this week. Just more of a news and notes sort of thing. I was down 3-2, yep. I was down 3-2 and 1-0 going into the 9th of Game 6. And then magic happened. Oh, no. Did Rizzo just hit a home run? Oh, well, it's early. Jays got to win tonight. Jays lose tonight, they're done. I think. I know they play the Orioles 3 times, but the Red Sox are losing, or they were losing the last time I checked. TJ's protest was denied. I am the official victor. There will be no protest, and there will be no rematch. So, there's that. There's that. It's one of those things. Okay, so updates. What do we got? Let's see. So, the 6th and final Perfect Team Master Series qualifier is Saturday. If you're in it, it's available in your game for you to tweak around with your rosters. At the end of it, so probably on Monday or Tuesday, we will know the 30 teams that have qualified for the finals and the 8 teams that will duke it out in the play-in. We will not be announcing the formats for those at this time, but we do know what they are. But yeah, so after Saturday, we will know the 30 teams that have qualified and the 8 teams that will participate in the Tuesday night play-in, which will be live in its entirety, I think. I believe we're streaming the entirety of the play-in tournament here on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. If you're looking for live coverage of the Master Series this weekend, it will not be here on the OOTP Developments channel. You can watch it over on DishNet's channel. You can find them in the chat. It's twitch.tv/DishNet34. So, again, if you want to catch coverage of the 6th and final Master Series event, you can catch it on DishNet's channel on Saturday, twitch.tv/DishNet34. I do want to give an update on the streamer affiliate program because I know drops have started rolling out to people's channels. I will not stream 2 hours. In fact, I'm probably not going to stream longer than a half hour. So, drops have started rolling out to some of the affiliates. Now, the reason why we have not announced the full list is because not everybody has been notified yet, and they're not all set up in the system. Once we know that everybody's been approved, that's going to be approved for phase 1, they've all been contacted, and their drops are all set up, we're going to put a directory together of all of their Twitch channels. We'll post it on the forums, we'll post it on Discord, and we'll post it in a little panel below the Twitch channel here. Like I said, the reason, honestly, man, you can troll about the baseball game all you want. I don't care. I'm literally trying to work. My only focus right now is on this stream. I don't care if the Jays win or lose. It doesn't change anything in my life. As I said, drops have rolled out to other people's channels, but we have not posted the full list because not everybody has been notified from the first page or first page. So, like I said, once I get the double thumbs up that everybody's been notified, everything's set up, we'll blast out all of the approved with a link, and like I said, we'll get it posted down below the stream here. We'll post it in the Discord. We'll post it on the forums. But like I said, I know you cannot get more than 5 in a day, and that's not anything to do with us. That is a Twitch rule. It does not matter how many streams you watch. You cannot get more than 5 a day. What is with the Astros hat? Maybe you should do a little research into what today is in Canada, and then ask me why I'm wearing an orange hat instead of referring to my hat as traitorism. I don't care that it's an Astros hat; it's orange. So, I suggest you go look it up. So yeah, so that's the PTMS, the streamer update. Somebody asked in the Discord about the lower tier drops that we do, the iron, bronze, silver. What was the other one? Yeah. So there is at least one more drop planned of the lower tier. It will be next week. I'm not sure if there will be one in November or not. We've committed to doing it. I know there's going to be one next week. I'm not sure if there's going to be one in November or not. So if you're wondering about the lower tiers, there's at least one more. It's next Thursday. I do have some pro line on the Bengals tonight, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, so there is one more lower tier drop next week. There may be one in November. Still kind of 50-50 on that. Also, because a lot of people have seen it, and I know I announced it a few weeks ago, but you know how things work. The last live update is Monday, October 11th. The reason why we decided to wait till the 11th is because there is a very high likelihood, first of all, that there will be tiebreaker games on Monday. And we didn't want to mess around with that. We have to do the updates on Monday. We can't do them on any other day because it messes up all of the foolishness with the league creation. So we do it on the Monday. So we decided to wait till the 11th, and then that gives us from the end of the regular season all the way to Monday to do some internal testing and make sure everything looks good before we roll it out on Monday. So the last live update is Monday, October 11th. There is no update for the postseason. October 11th is it. So once we do the live update on October 11th, that's it. The live cards are final. They will not change again ever, 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 ever in Perfect Team 22. So that's it. That's what we got going on for announcements this week. I'm not sure if you guys have any other questions. If I happen to catch them in the chat, I'll see what I can do. A bit of a lighter stream tonight. I only have 6 cards. Well, I have 6 new cards. I have 7 if you count the limited edition card. Oh, listen, it's okay. People can joke. Like I said, they can go look it up. If they don't want to look it up, that's fine. I will not, I won't worry about other people's ignorance in the chat. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. That's not why we're here. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions that you need to ask, things that are going on in the game that I may not have touched on, let me know. If I see them in the chat, I will. I'm pointing over here, but my chat's actually over here. Stupid backwards thing. I never know what side I'm pointing to. But yeah, so, oh, right. I did want to, one second. I got a few things. One moment, please. Yeah, okay. So, Congratulations to the Diamond City Tourists. Listen, I really want to hope that this is a Fallout 4 reference. Baxter, if you're in the chat or in the Discord and you see this, please let me know if this is a Fallout 4 reference. Because if it is a Fallout 4 reference, I love it. But congratulations to the Diamond City Tourists and their owner, Baxter, for winning the Perfect League championship last year, the 2046 Perfect League. Man, it was tough. We saw the standings here last Thursday and how tight it was, like 1 through 16 on each side. And man, it was a absolute slobber knocker. There was, I think, 9 series that went the distance in the playoffs. It was absolutely crazy. So in that regard, let's take a look at where the standings are. Now, this is as of the 9 p.m. Eastern sim, I believe. These are about an hour old because, I got to get things ready. You can see, again, this week, everything relatively tight with the real exceptions of the 2 East divisions. On the AC side in the East, Asbury out to a 10-game lead. A 10-game lead. And on the NCE side, the Detroit Fury, 70-29. 70-29. And a 15.5 game lead. Crazy what Asbury and Detroit have done. Absolutely carving apart perfectly. But as we know, the regular season means nothing. And it only takes 4 losses, or in some cases, 3 losses in the playoffs. That's one of those things. Huh. Crazy. You can see the wild cards on both sides very tight with many teams still in the hunt. Man, oh man. And you've got some guys looking for repeats up there. You've got the Diamond City Tourists leading their division again. Detroit won a few weeks ago. You've got in the AC West, you've got the Macarenas and you've got DRC's Naperville Nomads. You got the Warbirds in the AC Central. Man, lots of teams in the hunt here that are champions previously. Man, oh man. Absolutely crazy to see a 70-29 team at this point. Whatever the Fury is doing, they're doing something right. For sure. Earlier this week, we had another hot drop, which I've started calling hashtag PT hot drops because you got to have a catchy hashtag for everything. It is 2021 after all. Earlier this week, we dropped a SPUD Chandler, peak SPUD Chandler, the only Yankees pitcher to ever win Most Valuable Player. Again, this card is available in packs now. A pretty good looking card against the righties with the 97 stuff, 94 movement and 90 control. Did Glaber just hit a bomb? Oh, man. Good thing I'm streaming right now and not punching my TV. Yeah, it's a P thought drop. Yeah, no. So SPUD Chandler was this week's PT hot drop. This week's limited edition card is 1912 Heine Zimmerman. We're going way back in the psychedelic time machine this week for 1912 Heine Zimmerman. 104 contact, 91 gap power, 97 power, 42 eye, 70 avoid Ks, 106, 93, 99, 40, 70 against lefties, 103, 91, 97, 42, 70 against the righties. 82 speed as well? Huh? 94 stealing, 86 base running, plays the corner infield spots. Probably not great at the old 3-bag, but probably going to be able to get away with it at the 1-bag if you want to use them. Keep in mind as well, the 100 limited edition cards have a diamond pull rate. So you can get this card if you have diamond packs from tournaments. This card is for pack pulling purposes is considered a diamond. And that applies to all the limited edition who are 100s. So keep in mind, you can if you happen to get a diamond pack, you pull this guy in it, it can be your guaranteed diamond in a diamond pack. So a lot of people have been wondering what this week's theme is all about, Collection Rewind. Well, let's really encompass what what we're up to here. The first time we introduced missions, it was June of 2019. So we were into the Perfect Team 20 cycle. You remember, we didn't have missions at first. It was the first big thing. Missions came first, tournaments came later. And really, the majority of the missions we had in Perfect Team 20 were the team missions. We had some stuff later on that was, a little different, a little off the beaten path. I think we did some live series stuff later. Actually, we didn't even have the live series missions at first. The live series missions actually came later, which was, kind of the opposite of the way we do things now. And then in Perfect Team 21, we rolled out the full slate of missions that we wanted to have. We had, there was the live missions, we had the eras, we had Face of the Franchise, there was the Achievement Unlocked missions in there. We had some one-offs like Build-A-Bogs, for example, which everybody absolutely loved, like 100%. Definitely Build-A-Bogs, best mission that we had last year. It's not necessary. That's not necessary. And then, of course, this year we've continued the trend. This year, very similar to last year with, we've had the live missions, and then we've rolled into this big, massive beast called Franchise Heroes. And then we've done some one-off stuff. We had the trade deadline stuff. And tonight we have another set of one-off stuff. Now, last week, we dropped the team missions number 3. And after the team missions number 3 dropped, to be specific, the not the Toronto Blue Jays, the last two. Anyway, last week, we exceeded 1,500 missions since we started having the mission program in the various games. 1,501 missions have been added to Perfect Team since we started, which is insane to think that somehow I've managed to plan 1,501 missions. Don't ask me how I've done it, because some days I have absolutely no idea how I've planned 1,501 missions. But I thought it would be fun to take a look back at some of my favorite missions that we've done since we started. Because there's been some really good ones. Like some really fun themes. Like some really interesting stuff. So I thought it would be fun to look back and recreate some of my favorite missions. Yeah, exactly. I was planning content. The content from this year, see, wait till next year knows. I've been planning these missions since 2018. So, there you go. So tonight, we're going to drop a 6-pack of missions that are some of my favorite themes that we've had. The rewards are not all the same. Some of the rewards are going to be different, which is fine. But we're going to take a look at some of my favorite missions. So we're going to start it off with a mission that was actually a pack reward mission last year. Now, I always love missions that are based on periods of time. Rookie of the years between this year and this year or whatever. So one of the missions we had at the end of last year was we did MVPs of, I think it was from 1980 to 2000. Well, this year we have another MVP themed mission, and its reward is 99 Diamond 1983 Dale Murphy. 91 contact, 63 gap power, 94 power, 94 eye, 73 avoid Ks. He's going to be stronger against the righties, which is interesting, as Murphy, right-handed hitter. So you got the reverse splits with the 94, 62, 99, 97, 74 against righties. He's got the 83 speed with the 92 stealing and some pretty solid defense. Now, Murphy did win a couple of Gold Gloves in center field. The majority of it based on his arm. He didn't have the greatest range. He made a lot of errors, but he had an absolute cannon in the outfield. Is this the question mark set of missions? No. These missions are not Franchise Heroes missions. They are just miscellaneous missions. They're not connected. Sorry. These missions are not connected to Franchise Heroes in any way. These are not part of Franchise Heroes in any way. If they were, we would have announced it ahead of time that this was the final set. So nice little Dale Murphy here to kick it off. Again, so going to be Murphy was the 1983 most valuable player. Well deserved too. He had a couple of monstrous seasons in the early 80s for the Braves, like crazy. Next up is another mission that I always enjoy because when you look through baseball history and you look at a list of people who have done one thing, there's always one list I look at where you go from the top to the bottom and you're like, how are 3/4 of these guys on this list? The mission I'm talking about is perfection, for those of you who remember. And the reward for perfection is 100 peak Matt Cain. 100 stuff, 88 movement, 94 control, fastball, sinker, curveball, slider, changeup, 98, 85, 90 against lefties, 103, 90, 96 against righties, 84 stamina, get the 73 sack bunt. Cain, who famously threw a perfect game in, I believe it was 2012. I want to say it was 2012. There we go. Look at it. It's in my history because I looked it up. I want to say it was 2012. It was June 13th, 2012 against the Houston Astros. My Astros. No, they're not my Astros. Whoa, let's put the brakes on that in a hurry. Let's not go down that road, please, and thank you. Funny enough, I'm gonna do my best DRC impression here. Ted Barrett was the home plate umpire in the Matt Cain perfect game. Ted Barrett was also an umpire in the previous perfect game to that, which was 14 months before, by Philip Humber. So Ted Barrett was at third for that game. Interesting. So there you go. A little bit of, and Ted Barrett also was the home plate umpire for David Cohn's perfect game in 1999. So there you go. He is the only umpire to participate in 3 perfect games. So there you go. The more you know, chat. The more you know. Ted Barrett, the only umpire to be on the field for 3 perfect games. Next up, I love this one because I love the story that goes behind this. So, when we originally did the mission, and it's called with the first overall selection. Now, I might have changed it now to be called with the first overall pick, but anyway. We've done missions previously with the first overall selection. And originally, when we originally first planned on doing this, we planned on the reward being a 100 Brian Taylor. Now, we decided towards the end of the mission planning process to not use the Brian Taylor because we thought it was a little too out there, because Brian Taylor, famous first overall pick bust. And then eventually he ended up getting into packs somehow. To this day, I still don't know how that happened. Maybe it was my fault. We don't know. We don't know. So, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe Griffey ended up being the first reward that got pulled. Yeah, there was the one Brian Taylor that got pulled. Somehow. I still don't know how it happened. Could be the Astros. But yeah, Griffey ended up being the reward, I think, the first time. I don't remember who was the reward the second time. But the third time, tonight's reward is Joe Mauer. That's right, peak Joe Mauer, who, again, was the #1 pick, hence the theme of the mission. He was given as a 20 reward later, if I'm not mistaken. 109 contact, 87 gap power, 78 power, 78 eye, 87 avoid Ks, 104, 73, 66, 65, 83 against lefties, 110, 91, 82, 82, 88 against the righties. He's got the catcher. He's got the first base. He's the Mauer. Ah, the Mauer. Well played, Mauer. Great commercials. I know it's another video game, another baseball video game, but it's yeah, it's great. It's pretty good. Very nice little card here. Now, this next one, some of you guys knew immediately this one was going to be on the list when I started talking about. Yeah, Joe Mauer was there's a Diamond Mauer that I believe is the first franchise hero for Minnesota. If I'm not mistaken. I think he's the first franchise hero for Minnesota. There's a 93 or 95 Mauer. Yeah, something along that line. Anyway, some people said that this, as soon as I talked about what the theme was, people went right down the line of, and right to the mission that was one of the first ones I wrote down. And I didn't show it first just because. But one of the coolest missions, and I always love it when people don't understand what this mission is about. When people who are not fans of The Simpsons or are not really involved in pop culture really just don't understand what the nuclear-powered mission is about. Because we did it in 20, we did it in 21, and yeah, it's always my favorite. It's my favorite. We did some weird, I think in 20, we did this weird thing where like Homer Bush and Wayne Simpson were the rewards, which was just absolutely foolish because, you know, again, Homer Simpson, ha ha ha, right? It was one of those things. It's a great episode. If you've never seen Homer at the Bat from The Simpsons, I believe Simpsons is on Disney Plus. I actually watched it the other day while I was putting the stream together because I love that episode so much. It's a lot of fun. So, nuclear powered is back, and the reward is Mordecai Brown, who was going to be the ace of Mr. Burns' team of players who were all dead. Peak Mordecai Brown, 100 stuff, 91 movement, 95 control, fastball, curveball, changeup, 102, 88, 92 against lefties, 99, 94, 97 against the righties. He's ground baller, 100 stamina, 33 contact up in there as well. I honestly, if somebody asked me to name the 5 best things I've done as content director for this game, integrating The Simpsons into a mission 3 times would definitely make that list, because it's just, this is the wonderful stuff that we can do, right? Obviously, we can't name it like The Simpsons mission, right? But, you know, nuclear powered to me has to be one of just the most fun things we've ever done. I love it. It's great. It's great. The baseball episode of Deep Space Nine. Hey, send me the deets, man. If I'm not mistaken, today is the 36th anniversary of the first episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. BT dubs. I tweeted out a picture earlier of 9 of the original cast now. Great show. There's several missing. Jim Creighton's missing. I don't think there's a Harry Hooper either. Maybe there's one other guy from Mr. Burns' team that's missing. Might be Harry Hooper. Might not be Harry Hooper. I know there's a Pie Trainer now. Oh man, is that a Picard emote? Let's go. Next up, a mission about nothing. That would be Rich's department. Rich is the Seinfeld guy. Was Orange Day a day off? Yes, because I'm a federal government employee. So it's recognized as a stat holiday. We have a Harry Hooper. No, there's a Gabby Street now too. There's somebody that's missing. There's somebody missing. Now I got to go look it up. There's no Cap. Honus. Maybe Creighton's the only one that like has never had a card. Now that Hooper has one, Gabby Street has one. So I think Creighton's the only one that has never had a card. Yeah. I think Creighton's the only one that's never had a card. There's some of them that aren't in the game currently, but they've had cards in previous versions. Yeah, I just mean overall. I mean, there's a lot of guys on there that don't have cards at this exact moment. Okay, next up, I don't want to get into all the backstory about why we're including this card or why we're including this mission, but one thing that when we did the team-based missions in Perfect Team 20, I learned so much about baseball. Jay Buhner! You want to tell me you traded Jay Buhner? He had 30 home runs, 100 RBI. What the hell did you get rid of Jay Buhner for? I believe that's the second time we've done that on this stream. Now, I think the first time I actually played the video for the DMCAs. Anyway, one thing that I really enjoyed about when we did the first team-based missions, and for those of you who didn't play Perfect Team 20, how it worked was we took the franchise history of each team and we split it up into a bunch of different missions. Some of them were 4 missions. Some teams were like 8 or 9. And, you know, I learned so much about periods of time for teams. You know, I'll admit I wasn't a huge baseball history guy. Like, I was like a expansion onward. Like, I was an 80s kid. Like, you asked me anything 80s, 90s, I knew. I had studied up on the 70s. I knew quite a bit about the 60s. But, like, Dead Ball and, like, the Rebirth era and stuff, that was all, like, new to me. And one mission that I really enjoyed putting together, and one mission that really sort of always sticks in my head, was the St. Louis Cardinals and the Gas House Gang. And just how good they were in the 30s. You know, coming off of Yankee dominance for so many years. And then these guys in St. Louis kind of do their thing. You know, they had such a good team. You know, we had Dizzy Dean a few weeks ago, right? A few weeks ago. So the reward for the Gas House Gang mission coming back is Joe Medwick. Peak Joe Medwick. 99 contact, 117 gap power, 97 power, 46 eye, 94 avoid Ks against the lefties, 112, 111, 114, 53, 107 against the righties, 95, 118, 92, 43, 89. Lars Nootbaar, what a guy. You got some solid defense in left field as well. Joe Medwick. Now, I definitely saved the best one for last. I definitely did. Now, as a former baseball player myself, I always took defense very seriously. And, it's funny because sometimes defensive awards in baseball can be very subjective, right? We all know that advanced fielding metrics have gone way up in the last 5 years. And, we all know, we can look back through the list of everybody who's won Gold Gloves and all of that and be like, man, that guy shouldn't have 3 Gold Gloves. Just one of those things. But when you win 18 Gold Gloves, you're obviously doing something right. Now, we've had solid gold as a mission before. It was a pack reward mission, if I remember correctly. We decided to bump it up a little bit in the scale department. We decided to bump it up a little bit here in the scale department. What? Am I the mission? What? Yes. So, the last card we have to reveal tonight is 18-time Gold Glover Greg Maddux. Because why not? Why not have a triple 100 Greg MADDUX, 100 stuff, 100 movement, 101 control. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg MADDUX. Fastball, sinker, cutter, curveball, slider, changeup. 96, 98, 100 against lefties. 103, 103, 102 against righties with the ground ball profile, obviously, because he was Greg freaking MADDUX. I mean, Greg MADDUX, listen, literally one of the best pitchers in the history of baseball. He's in the Hall of Fame. 4 Cy Young Awards, 4 ERA titles. He won a World Series in 1995, an 8-time All-Star, 355 wins, 5,000 innings pitched, 18 Gold Gloves. How many in a row did he win? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in a row. Legendary Dodger Greg MADDUX. I agree. Great. He was great with the Dodgers. That one time. So there you have it, folks. A little trip down memory lane with Collection Rewind. Again, you know what? It worked out perfectly with their 1500th mission dropping last week. It's been a lot of fun. Been a lot of good times. Dropping the missions. The missions have been for me the missions are always a bittersweet part because it's additional work from just putting cards in a pack, but it allows me to be so creative and just kind of like, again, as you can see up here, right? Nuclear powered, solid gold, gas house gang, first overall picks, perfection, MVPs. Like, there's so many different ways we can take the missions program. And man, it's been so much fun. 1,500. If you would have told me that I would be here to see the day that we dropped 1,500 missions, I would have told you were crazy. It helps that we've dropped 720 this year, but I never ever thought it would get to this point. This has been more than I have ever expected from this mode. I'll be real honest. I mean, I'm the low man on the pole around here, right? But like every time I turn on this stream and we do something fun and something new, and it's just a trip, man. It really is. I did not notice that they all have M's. That's unfortunate coincidence, but yeah, it's crazy. And you know what? Like, it's every time I get a DM from somebody who says they enjoy the content or they learned something about baseball because they found this dead ball card that they never knew, and like it's crazy, man. So anyway, I'm going off on a rambly tangent, so I'm gonna stop that because I've got things to do. But before I go, I've got one more thing I want to show you guys. Somebody posted up in the chat, are you retiring? Is this your last stream? It sounds like a goodbye. It's not. I've got a lot of fun stuff planned. Like all of this. We're into October. Here's a quick look at the content schedule for the next 4 weeks. Next week, we've got the September Players of the Month low tier drop postseason part 1. On October 14th, we drop the question marks, which is the last piece of the franchise hero puzzle. October 21st, we got postseason part 2. And then the big show. This is the one. Put it on the calendar right now. Franchise Heroes number 3. The biggest set of content we are ever going to have on the channel. So this is just straight fire. October. You might as well change the name of October to Firetober. Yeah, that was a bad one. I'm sorry. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the follow button down below. Again, we're going to have some more updates coming up soon on the stream affiliates, so you guys can start watching all of those. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, thank you guys for coming out. Again, all of the missions and the limited edition card and packs will be live in about 20 minutes time. And I'll be back next week with a brand new episode of our flagship program, This Week in Perfect Team. Guys, one thing I want to mention, I've seen a lot of questions about, you know, who's dropping, who's streaming and stuff with drops. Just so you guys know, I have no idea. We are not actively promoting people's schedules, nor do they have to clear their schedules with us. So asking when is so-and-so streaming, I have no clue. I would recommend, if you know somebody's an affiliate, follow their channel, set up the notifications for their channel, and that way you'll know when they go live. But that we are not managing schedules and stuff, so that's not a question that I can answer. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next week for a brand new episode of This Week in Perfect Team. And until next time, keep swinging for the fences.